Tracy J, and this is my studio. Welcome back if you're a regular viewer, and welcome to anyone who has clicked into me for the first time. Actually, clicked into me for the second time. So I think I said that the right way around. Welcome back, welcome. So today I'm going to do the sleeves onto the Francesca blouse. It is my monthly make that we have been making together. We have done quite a few different series. Last time I did the Sydney dress, I did it in one hit and it was almost 3 hours. So I didn't kind of want to put that punishment upon you guys again. So yesterday, well, actually it's still re-uploading because like I said, that song I had with my my welcome to my studio actually is now copyrighted. So I accidentally left it in because I was too busy making sure I had channels that kind of made it, yep, so it's a copyrighted thing. So now it's trying to correct itself. But anyway, that was talking about the blouse. So far we've got with the blouse, we've got, first things first, if you do watch the one before this, which hopefully you will, you will note that my brother has come over from Brisbane in Australia. Well, actually he's come up from Queenstown. He's was visiting his daughter who lives in Wanaka down there, and come up and surprised mum. So today this morning we were at mum's and had a cup of tea, and I sort of knocked on the door, called her out a little bit, and then he came sort of melandering. There's a word and I still can't saying it. Can't saying it. I can't say words. Anyway, so he comes in, and nice surprise for mum. So she was quite happy. So he's actually in sorry, something came up. Upper Hutt now at the minute with mum. She's gone to her writing, and he's having a meander. There you go. He's mooching around Upper Hutt and checking it all out. I think he wants to buy lolly cake, which is huge in this country. So yesterday we touched on adding, we started basically from step 1. So I've gone through it and I've put all the steps down as channels, as chapters. So sewed the side, sewed the shoulder. We made the frill. We attached the frill, attached the facing. And our next steps are the sleeves. So I will read out the next step and stage of the sleeves for you. I haven't overlocked them or anything like that because I want to do the darts first, but of course I'll do that with you guys now. But I'll get the instructions and I'll read those out. We have sleeves and cuff. Step 17 is sew sleeve, dart and press downwards. So that's the sleeve and the dart. We go with step 18. We do fold in the tucks. Now, I've been thinking about this in bed this morning about how I want to do the cuffs. And they are sewing it like we did the frill, and then they're folding it in half. And they're overlocking it, obviously, to that. So I'm going to read out the instructions. Right, fold the tucks on the hem of the sleeve and press. Once in place, sew a stay stitch around the edge of the fabric and keep the tucks secure. To keep the tucks secure. 19. With right sides facing, sew the underarm of the sleeve. Oh, my brain just went, what? Sew the sleeve together, basically make it a tube, okay, and press the seam to the back and neaten with a serger overlocker. That's again where I'm going to open the seams out, okay. 20, with right sides facing, sew the two short ends of the cuff together, turn it the right sides out and press in lengthwise. Stay stitch the raw edges. Pin the raw edges of the cuff to the sleeve hem, matching seams. Once in place, stitch together. Press seams towards the sleeve and neaten with a serger or overlocker. This is where I'm going to do it different. 22, with a large gathering stitch, go around the head of the sleeve and to ease it in slightly. This makes it easier to stitch into the armhole. That's what it said there. With right sides facing, sew the sleeve head into the armhole, matching the notches as you sew. Press the seam towards the sleeve and neaten with an overlock serge. Right, this is the last one where I actually do overlock as one. completion. Now I have not hemmed the top. I want to do some work with you guys in regards to that. So we're going to do 6 things to get this in. Completion of that would be 24. Sew a small hand stitch on the shoulder seams. I'm going to show you how to sew it. Okay. Because why? Then you're going to sew the buttonholes on the right side of pattern, and you're going to sew the buttons on the left hand side. And I've got my little camis just slipped down, and then press your new shirt. Okay, so let's go with number 1. It will be done as step 17 on your, I'm going to write that as the heading, but we are going to first sew the darts. Let's get sewing. So over to the table. So it's really late in the day today. So Danny and I went to see Mum at 10 o'clock this morning. I've been texting her saying, Mum, love to come see you. Haven't seen you for just Monday was the last time I saw you. Thought I'd come for a cup of tea. You know, all this trying to find a way to surprise him with Danny. And she was busy. I've got to take this call. So that was the dentist. I have a dentist appointment at Monday at 8:30 in the morning. Yeah, 8:30 in the morning. Yep, I think I made that appointment. I think I'll be the only one up at 8:30 in the morning here, but say a lovey. Okay, so what we're going to do now is sew the darts. I've had them pinned. I showed you how to mark the darts 2 vlogs ago. I should actually get all the vlogs that pertain to the, oh look at me, big word, pertain to the Francesca, and get them on the in the description of this one. Does that sound like a plan? Sounds like a plan, Stan. I'm the man. Right, here we go. We're going to do the darts, the sleeve darts. I have the girls in the room. Now starting from the base. Oops, that just ran away with me. Wasn't quite prepared for that. I want it to end there. And there. Now you can do the cuff how it says, but I'm going to do it a different way because I'm just going to do it a different way, okay? And you can follow on, or you can follow the instructions. Either way, the instructions are pretty clear at that particular stage, so you should be able to sort that. Now my problem is currently I don't know if this is enough. I don't know what is love. So, oh shivers, I should go back to the instructions. So I am now at the ironing board and I'm going to iron my darts down. Okay, so I've got them ready. Now I have been told that, I think a couple of times actually, that the sleeves get a little bit muddled up, and this is not going to be hot, very hot. I've only just turned it on. That the sleeves keep getting muddled up, so I marked mine instantly because I wanted to not muddle it up. Okay, this table moves and it makes the hose fall down there. Okay, dart folded down. Second dart. Where are you, dart? Okay, I have got it right, haven't I? I'm going to place the two sleeves on top of each other. going to do wrong sides together to make sure we've got, no, actually you're going to do, yeah, wrong sides together. Make sure that they are the same heading up. Yep, there's my top, there's my side. That matches that, and that is there with the little cut in it. Yep, beautiful. I don't have cuts in there. Right, which is really weird. Either I really super forgot to do that, or there wasn't markings in the back. Right, so now my darts are there. Oops, that one's come apart. Get back in there, girl. And it says to put your darts in place and iron them. That one's gone crooked now. So yep, so Daddy's gone into upper hut with Mum, having some lolly cake. Oh, and he's been eating feijoas. He's extremely happy he's here in feijoa season, which, you know, makes Mr. Christopher not feel so great because he doesn't like feijoas. I mean, I think you either love him or you hate him. Now, a feijoa, is there anyone out there that knows what a feijoa is, but it's called something different where they're from? And if you do have that, please let me know, because Mum said they're called something pineapple. And in far north Queensland, or the big pineapple in Queensland, they're known as exotic fruit. That means that little New Zealand is quite the exotic. But does that mean I'm exotic? Exotic? Exotic. Does it mean that I can't speak English? I think so. Just getting you down to my level. Right. I'm just going to do a quick stay stitch across my inside the seam allowance. So I've currently got it sitting at 5 mils. And what happened, it was just flipped up that, and I don't want it flipped up. And this one, it's so crisp. I like it. It's so crisp. So easy to iron. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm currently wearing my Japanese cotton fern bird. I will put the link below of where I got the fern bird. That is a, if you haven't seen me, I have a few fern birds, dresses and blouses. They are from the Sewing Revival, and that's in a designer here in New Zealand, down in Nelson. And yeah, so have a look. She's got some really awesome clothes. Very easy to modify. I've got a few things that, and I have modified them. So, and Mum has modified. Mum also loves the fern bird. So yeah. Oh, I'll put my little recording stopping machiney thingy in my pocket. So there we go. So we've done sew the sleeve and the sleeve dart done. Check. Fold, tucks, press and sew. So we've done both step 17 and 18. Number 19 with right sides facing. So under the arm seam, off the sleeve together. That is the weirdest way I've ever seen that written. Okay, so with right sides together, so my dart's on the wrong side there. Come down to me here. See, you're just blending. And fold in half. Right sides together as per normal. I'll do some pins. And I'd like to say at this point, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd really, really love you to. It's free. The only cost is, if you watch me, is having to hear me. It's free, and you can put notifications up for each one of my vlogs, or you can just leave the notifications off, just a normal bell, and that will just let you know that if you needed to find me again where you can find me. And I just pinned that without you seeing it. So let's pin the second one inside the right ways together, inside the right ways together, the right faces together. Reminds me of when we're in the military and we're in our PT kit and we had to come to attention. It would be feet together, jump. At ease, feet apart, jump. Yep, things you remember, eh? So we're just pinning this, and then our next step is to go over. I lie. You know what I want to do first? I'm going to unpick this first. Because I want my seams to be apart, I'm going to go and overlock my seams down each side of my sleeve. What I won't be doing, as I've said, is overlocking the head of the sleeve, because that will be overlocked together. So if you want to come with me, let's head on down to the overlocker. Right, here we are at the overlocker. And we're just going to zip down the sides. We're not going to do the cuff either. The way I'm doing it, you won't actually see that seam. I'm going to turn it in the way that I would prefer. I might possibly put, because I did change the length of my cuff, I might change and add another pleat in to fit inside my cuff when I come to putting my cuff on. I'm going to go up this one, but the dart's facing down. So when you come up to that, we still want the dart to face down. So just make sure it's still going the same way by the time you get to the stitching and the knife. And if possible, I like to have it in the right way when I stitch. Not that I really give a fluff about the whole inside outside of the overlocking, but if you know what side you want to do it, you just sort of go with it. Not that anyone but you know what's inside it. Correct? Correct. Right, so while I'm here at the machine, this is the right side. There's my dart to prove it. I'm going to bring this little puppy up. Up to the top here. And I'll just pop one in the center. And the other one. Right sides together. One near the dart, just for good measure, and then up the top. Yeah, we're going to go to our machine and we're going to sew up here and make it our tube of our sleeve. Yeah, let's go. Right, I'll set at the top of the sleeve, the under, make sure they match up nicely. 1 centimeter seam allowance, and down. So because I didn't have many pins, I'm just making sure that my seam allowances match my edges of my seam matches. I've been sewing a long time, so in doing this I just take it nice and slowly. One down and number 2 to go. Again, I'm going to take it from the top down. They say a lot of times that you should go the same way because it pulls the threads the same direction in situ, so I don't always, but I'm trying to do the right thing when I'm sitting with you guys. You know, what happens in the studio stays in the studio. If only. If only. Yeah. So far it's looking nice. So then we're going to go over and we're going to use the tube ironing aid and shove it up the center and open up our seams. So they sit nice and flat. You know what my daughter's got me watching lately? The Golden Girls. Thank you for being a friend. Do you know that they're actually like in their early 50s? It's like they're made out to be like 70, you know? That's what they're made out to be. What's that about? What is that about? They're young. I think I can say that. So here we are. We've got our little tube. Here's our little tuba dooba. The other way is to do it on the clapper, but I ain't gonna. I can't wait to stick the cuff on this because it's starting to get a bit mank down the end. So in the wash dryer now I have some more fabric for Abigail. It is, what's that thing's called? Mermaids. I think I showed you that haul. That was from Spotlight. Finally, it's getting in there. It's been sitting in the other stuff bin out in the laundry. See, in my laundry, I have baskets, washing baskets for darks and lights, towels, sheets, and darks, lights, coloured, and other stuff. And it's in the other stuff bin. So she doesn't say stuff, but I won't say you. I won't tell you what it says because I'm a nice girl. Am I? So I've got some more stuff. One of them is a cotton, and it's the same stuff. It's the same mermaid stuff. So I'm going to make her one of those dresses. Don't know if that's how long I've actually had the fabric, but yeah. You would see the biggest gift would be from me. The card inside would say, thank you for being a friend. Right. Now, I believe the next stage is to, oh, actually, it isn't. I think it's to put the cuff on. Oh, I can see there that I need to straighten that little, see that jig there? You can see it there, eh? That needs to be straightened out. Straighten that little jig out. Obviously, I didn't do my normal thing with it. Just give it a little pull. Nice, that's much better, Stacey. You can barely see that there's a seam there. Let's turn the other one in and see what damage I've done there. Oh, this one's perfect. Right, back to the drawing board. Let's go. The next step is to get the cuff and like the frill. There's going to be no overlocking on the edge. I'm going to sew the short ends together because it gets folded in half and becomes the cuff. And the other side. Right, this is when I'm just going to change it that little bit. Okay, but this is still going in with the step 20. Okay, and I'll just step it up a bit differently. Come with me, come see what I'm going to do. One centimetre seam allowance. So usually when there's a great big gust of wind, the dogs bark because leaves are flying everywhere. But if they're outside, the dogs don't bark. Really sort of run, sort of, oh, things are flying at me. So, a bit funny. So what's meant to happen next is we're meant to open the seam allowance, fold it in half, stay stitch, and then attach it to the sleeve. But what I'm going to do is I'm still going to fold it in half. I'm going to iron it so it gets the nice crease in it. My interfacing is just that little bit more. Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fold down half a centimetre on the inside. Okay, so I'll open it back up, but it'll have the crease in it. I'm going to attach this to the sleeve, but I'm going to press this down 5 mils. All right, and that is so. We can fold it under, and what I'll do is I'll top stitch this. I won't ditch stitch it, but I'll top stitch this underneath inside, so all the seam off the sleeve attaching to the cuff is gone burger. Okay, so it won't be there. Is that making sense to you? So first thing I'm going to do is actually iron this open, fold it in half, unfold it, fold that down 5 mils. Tell you what, why don't you come with me to the iron and we'll do it together. Alright, first things first, press it nice and firm open. I should trim off that interfacing that's not attached to the cloth. Oops, there we go. Word you never want to hear the dentist say. He's in your mouth. Whoops. Right, and along there. Okay, so then why I'm folding it in half first is so that I don't accidentally fold it wrong once I do the cuff. So this is probably about a thru around, but the idea of it makes me feel happy. Okay, I'm just going to pop it on this so I don't dent anything else. That's why I don't get a crease in it when I'm at the sides when I'm doing this. So my brother went to Condorona when he was down there. He did the brewing tour. Is it a brew tour? It's not. They don't brew. They distill. Distillery. There we go. Let's use that word. He went to the distillery. I took Chris to that. That was one of his 50th birthday presents. And we went and did that. We caught it in the last. I didn't book, but it was part. We went down to. We stayed at Arrowtown. So we want that to stay like that. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing to the other side. Again, we're going to open the seam up because Stacey likes open seams. Fold in half. There's my little sausage. Hey, sausage. How many of you have put in a blouse to the Sew April blouse this season or this year? How many of you done it? Because you can do it anytime. You just have to. Oh, I told you I was going to put the attach down below, didn't I? Let's see if I remember it this time. And see. So that's that way. That's that way. I'm going to do this one. Don't ask me if it's important, but I've done the opposite to what the other one is. Yeah, who's put an entry into the Sew April blouse? If you haven't and you're making this with me, you'll be able to put this in. Won't that be good? Right, yeah, okay, now I've done my hand pressing. Let's just... Okay. Let's see if that was a complete waste of time. Got our nice little half mark. Yep. Beautiful. Let's go over to the sewing table. Here we have one of our sleeves. This is the okay, so I believe the actual dart is on the front. Oh, well, they've done it a bit cray-cray. So we're going to put in let's turn the sleeve inside out. Right sides together. And you know that it's going to be too big. The first thing we want to do is put our seams to our seams. Stacey, did you do a dumb move? Stacey did a dumb move. Turn it back in the other way. What was I thinking? Oh, I was going to put that on the inside, wasn't I? Nope. Yep. Okay, I was going to put it on the inside. That's why I did that, but I don't think I was comfortable doing that. Right. So we're going to have this on the outside. Put it out there. And 1 second. I'll take it up. On the seam, this is the junction, so we're going to go to the other side. Make sure the seam splits a little bit so you can get your little pin in there. I'm going to go up 1 stitch because it's kind of a little bit higher at the back. Okay, then we're going to come back through the seam and then back through this seam. Okay, so if you're sticking it as one folded area and just overlocking it at the end, that's when you fold it in half, stick them together and overlock it. Okay, my whole idea of doing this is so that I don't have to. So I'm going to go up and pin up to the bigger side, so where there's more fabric before the darts or before the pleats. Okay, so I'm going around and around. Then the fabric comes from there to here, so I will be placing a dart there. Okay, so make it nice and firm right up to that dart. I've got the dart inside there, see that? Okay, this is when I just make myself a wee dart, and I just do that. Okay, so I've made a little dart and I'm going to pin that. Like I said, I made my cuff smaller than my sleeve base. Oh, apparently not that big a dart. Okay, and then that's done. So what I'll do is I'll sew that around and then I'll turn it in the other way and put that folded edge up inside and get rid of all this nasty. Okay, we'll do this again on this one. This time I'll turn the sleeve inside out. That's just probably to confuse me more than anything. Right. Pop the sleeve in the right way. I think I liked it the other way better. Here it is there. Just in case this is easier for some, because the actual cuff is smaller than the sleeve. You know, you want to put the smallest thing inside the biggest thing. Do you though? Right, so there we go, there. Okay, it's better when I do it up nice and close to me. So I found the seam, I found a hole in my seam, not a hole, but you know, between stitches. There's the other one, line them up so the tops are matching. Come back, get rid of that one, come back through there. Nice. Fold that back, because you've got to slide your needle or your pin all the way down, and here we go. Looky at that. Right, so where's our longest part? Our longest part is this part here. So I'm going to go around. It's going to be the same, roll the same way due to the fact that I've flipped one inside out, because it's kind of reversed, but now not because it's inside out. All the way around. They are naughty little dogs, aren't they? Let me out, let me out, let me out. Oh, but let me back in while you're talking. Okay, so right up to that dart, let's secure that dart nicely, because it's already sewn, but you know. And just a small bit of curiosity, where did the extra fabric go? Stop it. No, it didn't. Bizarro Land. That's what happened. So I've just undone the one I made the extra pleat for, measured the cuff. I think I must have taped it. I can't remember. I must have taped down the bottom to a size 14. Is that what I did, Erin? Because you said that's what I did. Did I do that? No, see, that's bigger. Let's see. If I put it inside, just before it was just the same size. Maybe because it's on the inside. Standing on the outside looking in. Whoa, whoa. Oh, don't get hasty, Stacey. Just don't stress. They'll either hang with you or they'll turn you off. It's okay. So anyway, that fits. But in Bizarro Land. Totally in Bizarro Land, man. Right, so I'm going to pin around there and just pretend none of that happened. Weird. Nope, see, it's got that little bit there. Maybe I managed to squelch that away in the other one. All right, let's go and sew these down. Okay. And if they want to come in again, but I'm not getting up. All right, let's go. So I'm inside and I've got the cuff to me. I'm going up 1 centimeter seam allowance. The first thing I'm going to do is go over my pin, as you know I've done for you guys before. This is going to be this is how I do my junctions. So I like it because it really, pin cord, thread, really shows you, or it really brings out, matches the threads together. There we go. And coming around, take that pin out now because we don't need it. Now, let's see if that does match. Okay, so what I want to do now is fold that back onto itself. And that folding in half, just that little bit of prep work at the ironing board. Get to the seam where we folded it. Push under there. And that should sit nicely there. Oh, definitely got to take this. Had to take that. That was my accountant. And if you watch Victor, hi. He's a great accountant. So if you're local and you need a good accountant that doesn't take blood, he's the dude. I knew met his wife, and that's how we got him. We decided we want someone to be nice to us. Right, I have discovered that it did pucker, it did pull. So I was unpicking while I was talking to Victor, and I have made a tiny little pleat to add to my pleaterage. So I'm going to sew this up now. I haven't fully unpicked it, but I'm going to sew it up, and then I believe I can fly. Okay. Queenie just texted how many drinks am I in because of Danny being here. I said, oh, none, I'm working. She goes, you can't work, you're processed, stop working. And I'm like, no, he's an upper hut. So okay, so I am going to now sew that 1 centimeter. Don't forget 1 centimeter seam allowance. I don't say it because I think that you are silly willies. I'm just saying it so that you remember. And because if just about stabbed my hand. If you by chance do a lot of you're going from big 4 to indie patterns, you'll note that the thing they do is seam allowance. Always check seam allowance. Always. Like I was making those little heron pants for my grand babies, and well, they only had 0.5 centimeter seam allowance. Okay, so just now this is where I'm going to do, and I'm going to fiddle so I get the exact. I'm pulling nice and tight on the top, and it's falling nicely in place on the bottom. Right, and over here, and this should be the end of it. Okay, right. Now, what I found when I opened it up was there were a couple of puckers, and it basically said to me, come on, Stacey, join the dream team. So I'm going to go back to the iron after I sew that one, and I am going to press the seam allowance up and nice and tight here. See, I just made that little third pleat. It doesn't look too offish. Okay, and that goes there. I think the reason I didn't thin it down was that because I wanted it to be puffier. Keep that little bit of a puff to the sleeve, and that will just sit nicely in there after I've ironed it. So now this one is going to be the same. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start my stitching from the seams here, because I'm going to add, oh dear, I'm going to add, so I'm going to start my stitching from the seam here. I think I have to do, might have to toodle with that because I don't think it's as bigger. I kind of did it the wrong way. And I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I did not. So that's there. Now this one I'm going over. So I talked about lots of stuff with the accountant. Actually, he's such a cool guy. I told him that I vlog, and he actually just googled it and said, "Oh, you've got this many subscribers." I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "I'm subscribing." I said, "Tell Mel too." He's just such a genuine person, that wants you to do the best that you can for you. Now I'm just moving this dart, and I'm moving this dart stitching, the holding stitching, because I've just noticed that it was down, it wasn't sitting straight. So I'm just going to straighten it up, because I want it to look, oops, I need to unpick it properly. Come on. I'm gonna break it, I'm gonna rake it. I don't want to rake it. Okay, I knew these were going to be a little bit temperamental for me. I just do have 50 million other things on my mind. Not that that is an excuse at all, okay? I'm just, right, here we go. So there's that. I'm going to, no, that's still not, it's still caught in the lashings of sewing, of the stitches. Come on. it's being horrible to me. There we go. Right. So I had, that was facing down, so I'm just going to bring it up square. All right. So I haven't altered that dart by any means. And I want to see how much dart I need to do there. See, that itself was sitting down on an angle like that, so it wasn't straight. So now I want to take this, pull it around nice and firm, and make my dart it's going to look a little bit makeshift, but again, if you're near my dart, why are you down there? So I'll put it in. I will back tack here, remember, because I've just cut it off. Oh, I haven't just taken, I back tack there. Back tack there. Don't sew the bottom of your cuff. Feels like it's taken me forever to do this, but it's because I took the phone call. Right, coming to the end. Almost there. And matching up my stitching. Right. So now I'm going to the iron, and I'll probably start from this side and iron up and make it nice and firm. Then I'm going to fold this over. And hopefully the 1/2 centimetre seam allowance is going to make it. Looks like we made it. Look how far we've come, baby. Okay, I need to stop doing that, don't I? Sorry, people. Right, let's go to the ironing board. Wow, that was a bit crazy of just what's just happened. Off the phone to the accountant, Mr. Christopher rang me. And in the meantime, I ironed that. I thought you didn't need to see me iron it. I'm now folded it down, and I'm going to do just a little top stitch around the edge of that. I've done one already while I was talking to Mr. Christopher. Then Mum rang. So what might seem like a split second to you, it has taken ages for me. And I'm not even going to get the sleeves into the body because I'm going to stop when Mr. Christopher comes home. So I might do this, then stop it and do my Friday sews. Right, let's sew the cuff on. So it is a little bit fiddly, but I think it's still going to give a nicer finish. Not saying you can't do it the other way. Please don't think that. But I am going to show you the way that I would show you both ways, but I'm not going to have one sleeve one way and one sleeve the other. Yeah, nah, not happening. I am thinking though that I reckon that we could make a different sleeve to go with this one day. Just take the sleeve and manipulate it. I reckon that would be good. Okay, I'm just coming around nice and tight in there. You can see that. Just using my foot as my gauge, okay? As my guide, as my gauge. Yep, sitting on there nicely. And so Danny is at Mum's. Just told him to open a brewski because Mr. Christopher will go via there on the way home and collect them. So I guess Mum's not coming for dinner. Find out the lay of the land when Mum has time to ponder what's going on. We did surprise her this morning after all. And my little fingernail is just sort of going down to make sure that I can feel that coming down. I can hear the dry still going. I reckon that washing is dry. it is a heat pump dryer. Right, so there, I've got that all sewn down. Look at the difference, the tidiness of that. It's not sitting there as a raw overlocked cuff. It just sits there and it's got a nice little top stitch around it. Look at that. All into place. Right, so I'm going to turn them both in the right way. So tomorrow, which will join onto this, I will do buttonholes. I'll add the sleeves on, do buttonholes, and yep, that's all opposite, so that's good. I'm happy with that. Yeah. Okay. Till tomorrow, kids. Keep cool. Don't stop watching. I'm still going to keep going on this vlog with the sleeves, okay? Okay, so it's me again. I said I was going to come back yesterday and do it, but instead we shot off down to Petone, where we went on the up and down the streets, Jackson Street, looking at secondhand shops. That's what we did. I sort of gave my mum half an hour. We're going to do this. Want to come? And yeah, so we spent the morning doing that, and then we came home and we had, anyone that's on my personal Facebook page will know that we sat outside and we had reverse seared steak, courtesy of Mr. Christopher, and chicken, whole chicken, also courtesy of Mr. Christopher. So yeah, and my son Alexander came and Victoria was there, but Samuel was working. So our next stage, I'll just go and get the thing though. We're doing the sleeves, as you know. Okay, and we have just got to the point, because this will literally just rocket straight over from what you're doing, but it's been 2 days. So I've put the cuff on, I've got the pleats on, in, I've got the elbow crease in. So this is actually the back sleeve, because that's where the elbow crease is. Oh my gosh, it's right on my elbow. How cool is that? So elbow crease there, and I'm going to put a little L, because like I said, people have had a little, I'm just looking for a chalk. Hello. There we go, there's a little, oh, there's a piece of chalk right here on the table. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little L on there and a little R on there. Okay, so I have done that thus far. Now what I did was, instead of overlocking the cuff in, I folded down and I did it stitched in. So I did a little top stitch on the cuff there, and if I get rid of me, there you go, you can see it now. Okay, note to self, get rid of me. So now what our problem, listen to me. Now the next stitch off it is, what did I get up to? Stitch, press one. Okay. I mean, I knew where I was up to, but I wanted to get you to the point of what step we're up to. We're up to step 22. We're going to put 2 large gathering stitches around this head of the sleeve to gather it in. So that's where we're going to go. Now you're plugged in, because I think I forgot to charge my phone last night. Don't know what happened. So you're plugged in. Let me take you to the sewing machine. Right, doing our large stitch. Remember, we're going to change the bobbin thread. We're going to up our stitch length to, I've just changed mine to 3.5. Not quite 4 is the biggest on my machine. Okay, so 3.5. Put that through. Feeling. There we go. I like to lengthen this out because I'm going to do the gather. I go down and up, pull it up so it's nice and long. Okay, put that out the back, put my little blue that I'll change back into in a second. And I'm going to take it from now the bobbin's the one you pull. I'm going to put the bobbin to the outside of the sleeve, and I am going to go, it does say 2, there's a notch here on the back of your pattern piece. And okay, what do I feel I'm not doing something right? I've just taken off the back tacking, not that it'll matter too much because I remember to take that off or not to back tack when I'm doing this. Now a lot of people do a triple stitch, and I'm going to just sort of even it out so it sort of lands around the same spot, because there is no notch on the front of the sleeve. There is no notch on the back of the sleeve, I lie. Right. My dog is trying to claw her way into this room. She's done nothing but do my head in, and the boy's obviously making a noise. Go. Get on your bed, good girl. My brother is helping Mr. Christopher change the lights in his uterian. My brother is an electrician, but he works with medical machinery. So he fixes things like CT scanners and all those lovely, you know, like ultrasounds and things like that. He fixes those. Right, so I'm just doing it with the stitch. The first stitch is just inside one side of my foot. Okay, you don't want them crossing paths because that will lock the stitch and won't let it slide. Okay, and what I'll do is I'm going to do the third one as well, which is inside or outside of the seam allowance. So that's the one we definitely need to pull out. I'll pull these away from us. Okay, and just there, foot up, needle up, foot up, or foot's up now, move out the way. Okay, and one more. I'm going to take this at 2, okay, so that actually I'm going to do it at 1.5 because it's a 1 centimetre seam allowance, so 1.5, and so I should go in between those. Right, so follow that around, and like I said with the gathering I did on the neck frill, it sits in between of those little gathers, and it actually sits nicer than squishing your pleats one way. I'm sometimes very super uber lazy and only do 1 and 1, but I'm going to be a good girl and do this the right way because I've got people watching. I think that's what makes me nervous the most, is having people watching. So I was on the phone to Karina in Norway today. Well, not phone because we have so much fantastic things that, what's a thing, Stacey? Ways of communicating nowadays. I remember the days where it cost you a mint just to ring somebody overseas. Now I can contact Norway just as part of my data connection. I think it's fantastic. Anyway, so she had some awesome news to tell me, so she told me, and then I think it might have been 2 hours later. I'm not sure, it might have only been an hour, but we do talk for that long. And she was so funny. She said, oh, you said something wrong the other day. And I said, oh, what did I say? And she's like, then I said, I can't remember. So she went on to my vlog and she looked it up, and she was trying to look it up. She said, I don't know, you said something about And eventually it came to her. It was about the instructions. I said, I'll just grab the instructions. And I said, oh, no, that's what we've called it that for about coming on 30 years because I think my dad was going to make something with my brother's eldest, and I think she called it distractions or something. I can't remember how it all came about. Mum will remind me because Mum knows the story, but I don't know how it all came about. But distractions is a word we've used for many, many years for instructions. Not that men follow instructions. My brother is out there panel beating my Mr. Christopher's car, ute. I was wondering what all the banging noise was. He's just discovered there's another dent on the other side. So I'm like, okay, so that's going to come down nice and loud later. But anyway, looks nicer when it's not dented, I guess. Yeah, so it was funny. I said, oh no, that's actually just me being facetiously what we call instructions. So yeah. Right, so I'm just coming up to the second one of this page, off this side. 12, okay, it's 12. And come on. And my last one at, yep, so it's taken me, 7 minutes to do this. Sorry. I should have just fast forwarded it, but I had to tell you the destruction story. Yes, Karina makes some beautiful bags. I hope you've seen what she makes. She showed me a new, well, she's not new, but a new bag designer. Karina also designs her own bags too. A new bag designer that I hadn't seen. She made a bag called the, can't remember. Anyway, you know me, I can't remember much. Okay, coming up to the end. And then I'll just do the gathering. And then I'll come up to the step where I put it inside the shirt. Okay. That's them done, and now I'm going to gather. I'm gathering. Yeah, I'm going to shush up now. Right, next we're going to do the sleeve in. Okay, and I have actually stuck one of my sleeves in because I wanted to try doing it something different that I don't normally do. Right, what I do when I do my sleeve is I have, there's the outside of my, it's the front you've seen towards you and the back is at me. Okay, and I normally get my sleeve, and where's the front, where's the back, there's the front, and there's the back towards you. The back's flipped around now and is towards you. There's my side seam, there's my side seam. I put them together like that, then I flip it inside out, and that's where the resting place of the sleeve is to be. It's now sitting there lined up. So the first thing I do, let's turn you down and you can stop looking at my. You can. And I am going to do my junction. Remember, slide it into a seam there. It's a bit tight, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of help into it. A lot more help than I thought I was going to give it. There we go. Come on, in there. There we go. So I found it. And roughly the same height. Make sure they match up. Same height. Otherwise you'll be off a little bit with your seam allowance. Back through the seam, push that away, and now slide this one back through the seam. Beautiful. Okay, then I just sort of straighten it up because it does go a little bit bendy. Now I'm going to get my little notch here at the top, find my shoulder seam. Here it is. Not as notchy. Right. So then I have just split my work in half, front and back to be worked on. Right. Now remember, my red is my gathering side, so I'm just going to go up to the armpit, notch, snotchy. Yep, that just came out. I think when I finished talking to Karina, there was a little bit of an eye roll saying, yep, you're an nutter. I did something, I can't remember what it was, but she, yep. Okay, so there's my 3 threads. There's not much. Now, I've done this already in fast forward. Well, for you guys, it'll be after this, but just to show you that it works, sit that back in. So there's no gathering done outside of it being in the arm circle, because sometimes that's just like over gather. But I will do it differently next time. I will have the main colour on the outside and the bobbin thread on the inside, because that'll be easier for me to gather. See how to go inside there. So now I'm just going to pin this little bugger in place. Right, yeah. Come across to the other side. Spin me right round. And there's a bit more on that side. Okay, there usually is in the back, because you've got your shouldery bit. This usually sinks in a bitty bit. Don't forget, I moved it 1 centimetre to give my hollowness there away. Why is that? That's caught up. Come here. Okay, so I'm just going to give that just a gentle little pull. Okay, and then I'm going to pin this part in place. Like I said, if I'd done that on the inside, I was just thought I was being a little bit, well, I was a bit too cocky for my own good, to be fair. Okay, and I even put my tongue out to help me pin that in then. Whew. Whoa, me. Okay. Oh, the sun is coming out. It started raining. They went out to change the light bulbs in the car, on the utilitarian, and
Danny's real happy he started this, eh? Mate, are you happy with just whatever? I'll just get something out.
yeah.
Go.
Okay, so Danny's in his element. Anyway, I think. So he doesn't watch this anyway, so I'll tell you, yep, no, he's loving what he's doing. Anyway, so I have no idea what he's doing. I am now just making sure that's nice and smooth as I put it down. Okay. So that won't pucker when it's getting sewn. It fits, that's the main thing, and there's the cap right at the top. Make sure that gathering actually is spread around the whole thing. Roger, artful dodger. Now let's sew this into place. Okay, first things first, change your bobbin. Okay, we don't want red. Change your bobbin out. I'll actually stop this because this wouldn't be the next step. It's easy for me to do my chapters if I'm throwing in a new thing at each step. Okay, I'll go just tell my brother not to talk to me when I'm trying to upload my vlogs. Okay, so I'll put the blue in. Okay, I'll put that in. Stopping it now. Okay, so that's gone in. I'm going to down and up it because sometimes I don't hold my tongue right. Oh, that's fine. Move that out the way. Let's sew in the sleeve. It has to be the next step, doesn't it? I mean, it's ridiculous if you've done that and then it's not the next step. I just want to make sure I'm doing the steps so that you can go right side, sew in the sleeve, head to the armhole, matching the notches as you sew, press seam, blah, 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 and neaten with an overlocker. Yay! It's the right time to use the overlocker. Well, I know. Okay, so let's get sewing. I start at the underarm because it's a very good place to start. Remember, your seam allowance is 1 centimetre. Okay, so that was the only pin that I will sew over. Because it is the one holding the junction in place, and just a bit of a manipulating there to make sure those fabrics line up. Split my threads because I'm going to sew in between. Now, let me see if I can get you down to Funky Town better than that. So I'm sewing. I don't know if you can see them because my thread's a pretty good match. I'm sewing in between those. So I want to split that this way. I'm going to split this one this way. Okay, and then Mabel. Okay, let's have a sew. Up we go. Don't forget, it's not fantastic to sew over pins. I'm going to read you something. Actually, I can't read it to you while I'm sewing because it's up on in a frame on my wall. I might have actually read it out when I did my studio tour. So these are the places that you don't want any gathering or puckers to come into it. Now it shouldn't, because it's actually a nicely fitted sleeve. It fits beautifully into the armhole. Okay, with just that little bit of give, because it is a structured shirt around the sleeves and the shoulders and the armhole. Okay, right. Before I sew the next one, I'll read this thing to you. Here we go. Coming in for landing. To make sure I don't go over 1 centimetre, because I remember I've gone down to a size 16 and done that full bust adjustment. So, you know, I don't want to take too big a bite. Here we go. And let's look at it before I step up. Let's look at it from the inside, the right side. Nice. Nice, not a pucker in sight. And there's my junction. Oh, hopefully I can make it work. Oh, so sorry I can't see it. But, yep, I'm happy with that. Right, I'm going to get this thing. And read it to you. My mum actually showed me a Instagram where it's on. But I bought this. I've had this as well. I've had this much dust. A lot of dust on this frame. A lot of dust, see? Okay, in my sewing room, thou shalt not, shat not. Ask when it will be finished. Cut anything with my fabric scissors. Request that I hem your pants. Unless you're paying me. Speak to me when I have a seam ripper in my hand. Well, that's just redonkulous. Tell me I have too much fabric. Apparently we're having chicken breast. You want to see how he did that? He did how he told me we're having chicken breast. That's chicken breast. Tell me I have too much fabric. Push buttons on my sewing machine. I have people doing that, especially when I was working at the tailor shop, and I just like look at them and go, no. Bring me your clothes to iron. That does not happen in this house. Put on any loose threads. Pull on any loose threads. There you go. Wonder out loud why I'm still in my pajamas. That is a true fact. I have been in my pajamas, in my dressing gown, and people have come in like about 10 o'clock. And I'll come down, say, about 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm on a roll. Come looking for food. This is not a kitchen. Yep. Thank goodness my kids are of a good age that they can make their own. Actually, Victoria's just made some soup, so not for us, but for herself. So, yeah. So that I had to show you. So I'm going to put the other sleeve in, okay? Right, so what I do, and hopefully I got this on the best angle I can for you guys to see, and so I sort myself out, is I've got already a pin there. Okay, so I go under the machine, and I like to go sort of out to where the edge of the facing is. Not too much near this. So we've got there. I want to, if you can see, let me have a look what you can see. You can see that I am pulling apart these stitches here. Oh, thanks, Steph. Yes, you said that you like my nails. Thank you. I didn't have a choice. She just tells me what colour I'm going to wear them. It's quite funny, actually. And I just go down inside that stitch. Okay. And so by the time it's all done around and done and dusted, let me see if I can make sure that that's actually, where's my thumb? Right, so that's the stitch there. Oh, come on. Okay, you see a couple of stitches there. But that will all, by the time it gets washed and goes back into it, you're not going to see anything. Look, it's pretty much straightened that out already. So you got that one, I was pointing at the screen, one there. You can see those two there. But by the end of the time you're wearing it, you're going to actually not see that stuff. And that's what I do instead of having to, oh, and almost like it's non-existent on that side. Okay, so that's what I do. None of this hand sewing stuff. Get into that stitch. It's almost like a ditch stitch. Well, hang on. It is a ditch stitch. I'm in the ditch, aren't I? Oh, I'm going to prick myself again. So make sure that's down. Pull that out. Drop it down. La la. I put that down. Okay. Seriously, there's some mechanic stuff going on out there. I'm just speaking to Ford, Danny's child, and said that their dad is doing some mechanical work and panel beating, and they laughed. So again, just two little bits, and that's more where it ticked off, and so there you go. That's how I do it. So now the facing is stuck down. I'm going to turn, this is all, the way I've concocted this camera right now is a bit of a manic, so I'm just going to stop it now. Okay, here I am. I have had my full, they look like nipples, don't they? I might drop that down to about there. That's probably where my nipples actually are. That's funny. So I'll probably drop that, so I'll curve that better. Right, sleeves. Sleeves next time I'll take. Actually, I don't mind the sleeves because I don't know, I might take them up a bit, not now, but the next one, because this is my mock-up, my toile. Okay, so I will probably up them, so if I pull them up to there. I don't mind them long, I like long ones, but I would, oh, that's a thread I shouldn't pull. Did I just say don't pull threads? Probably take it up to about there. So that means my sleeve would be there. Meant to make it to the knob of that, but you know, that's too short for my brain. Anyway, well, that's better. So this is my full bust adjustment. As you know, it's given girth to under here as well. Okay, you turn side on and that is sticking out, isn't it? It's kind of got a bit of gotta see what I'm looking at. So I would probably take that in, not too much because you don't want to lose the movement. So I'd probably take that in now, because the size I need, and I'll probably take it up to there. The size I'd need would be, and I'd expand that all out, would be, and I just probably go down. Oh, Stacey, what are you trying to say? We take about 3 centimeters off. Don't forget it's going down to a place that's kind of null and void of I'll just pin that to the side so that we can see what it looks side on. Okay, which is what I do with clients. So you should get behind them and hold back what we're taking in at the sides. So I don't want to take it in at the side. Just want to take it in so it shapes under my bust. See, it's ballooning out because of this side, so I'll do it on this side as well. I'll put down my little turner-onerer. So we're starting from up under there, and that's where I'll sort of roll out. Because I can't do just one side, because I might take too much from one side and then it's not correct. So if I go down and do a seam allowance from the seam allowance of 1 centimeter, and down there a bit more, and just that tad more. Okay, and I'll pin that out of the way. Okay, so that will then sit out and relax there. That, I think, has given me more. Now have a look at the back. Okay, this is the back, what it looks like, and it's gone in with my spine and gone back out with my pants. I tuck it in, but I'll probably prick my pants, prick my body. So, well, I know there's no pin here. Let me stick another pin joining the center front so that you can get a really good idea. Okay, and so that'll sit like that. Lots of room in my bust, room up my shoulders. It sits more in my shoulders. I'm going to push it back a bit so you can see. Sits more in my shoulders, sits more on my shoulders. Probably kind of gone a little bit shorter with my shoulders, and it's taken out that swell, you know, and it's sitting on my shoulder. It's taken out that fabric that doesn't need to be there. It's just minimal, but it took it out. So I think if I do those alterations, we'll be good. Get that off my nipples, because we don't want eyes averted up, please, people. And the collar, it's quite nice. Somebody said they had problems. I was looking at a page. They had problems with the collar sticking up. And they had flopsy fabric, so they had like a rayon or viscose. All you'd do with this is you would actually stick just a nice soft interfacing into it if you wanted the rest to be soft but the collar to stick up. But I think that is actually quite good. I might have, no, and I don't think it's too tight in the back. I think it's, yeah, quite happy with it. It's stuck on my pants because my pants are gripping it, but there you go. That goes in there, which a lot of my clothes aren't because it's too big here. But good size, yep. Shorten the sleeve a little bit, and then. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually redo my dart. Okay. Oh, sorry. You plugged in and it just pulled. I'm going to redo my dart, and then I'm going to finish off. You don't need to see me redo my dart. And then I'm going to overlock it, and we'll come to the hemming. Then there's buttonholes. Righty. Righty, Roger. Okay, see you at your feet. Before you go, there's my, I do have a cami on. I'll see if I can pull it down below my bra. There, see? My bra's there. And the girls are just tucked nicely away with a little bit of cleavage showing, tiny bit of cleavage showing. And that was just 1.5 centimeters. Okay, and actually I'm really stoked with it. I never take the time to make my clothes properly. I make everyone else's properly, but I just, and then I just, yeah, deal with it. But I am pretty happy with that. Pretty happy. I wonder if maybe, no. I'm just wondering if that could have come up, lost a bit more in there and go around, but I don't want it tight. But the girls, they're just size 16. FBA all the way, FBA all the way, FBA all the way. I'm an nutter. Right. I just let you know that I actually maintained my length of my dart, but I did take it in. Okay, because, well, I needed to. But now we're going to mark where we're going to take it up. So we've got this, and that's going to sew backwards onto here. Okay, and so I'm going to take it up. Ooh, let me think. So if that goes there, that's up there. So up there. I want to just roll that. So I want to hem that up too. And the hem will actually be 1 centimetre. I want to find my chalk. There we go. So I'm going to come up here 2 centimetres. I could do it this way. I'm a bit mental with that sort of system. You know, I'm not going to do that. Actually, can I get you close to the table? I want my hem to be 1 fold off the overlocking and make it 2 folds, right? So it's going to be 2 folds of the overlocking. So if that's the case, and what I did the other side was I did my 1 fold, then 2nd fold. So it should be about, I would say, a 5mm rolled hem. Okay, and I did that, and that's going to flat back and pin that on flat, and there's my line right there. Okay, so, and I'll tuck that in when I go to sew it, when I go to roll it. So that's there, it's lying flat. Pins, need my pins, people. You can do your hem how you want to do your hem. I fold that back, and I've done it on the other side. I actually put the line. So there's the line, and with all hope of everything being successfully right, I'm going to put these two together, inside out, there to there, down the front, helping me in the slightest, is it? Let's give it a burl on the old FJ and see how we go, because that's covered that. Okay, let's have a go. Right, let's see how clever I am. I'm on the little white line. Okay, so Samuel's home. I think Danny's just given him Dad's old watch. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want to roll that under. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to put a stitch through it, but inside where I've sewn it. Okay, so it has a natural roll. So when it comes in for, am I making sense? I hate saying that. Right, okay. That's going to go in there. That's already pre-rolled under. And then I'm going to just do my, and I'll do my rolled hem. Okay, and that will sit nicer when I cut all my bits off. All right, so I'm going to go to the other end. And this is where I can see whether I got the right lengths or not. Because there's nothing worse than having one side longer than the other. What? So humming. You know what I found out? I found out that it's 35 Fridays till Christmas. Yep. I have a friend on Facebook that will and does let me know how far Christmas is. Well, it usually starts this early. Okay, so what I'll do is I will have that tucked in. That will be there. So I want to get the other one, other side. I'll stop talking like this. Other side's there. The length is there. That's up there. Nope. One's a bit longer than the other. Okay. Yeah, I'm unpicking it all. I'm picking it, listen to me. I am unfolding it all. I have pedantic moments. Oh, oh no, he's not coming in here. I thought he was coming in here. Right, I'm just taking it and measuring it to where the fold seam is. Ah, damn it. I've unthreaded my needle. Now, I'm going to do this off screen. Right, turn that in. I do have one of these trusty little soles. Okay. So if it doesn't want to play the game properly. And then that will roll under and that will become itself too. This I might just trim away a little bit more here. Not here, because it's not here. Boom. Right. Okay, have you ever wondered why you can't get your collars as awesome as what the tailors can do it, or what you buy in the shops? So I actually have a little machine that does everything like that. We don't, unless you do. So that could have been wrong. Right, so there's my hem. That's as big as I want it to be. It's going to slide out, isn't it? So I'm going to make that so that will I go around. So basically, so this is back at step, I don't know, This is neaten the hem of the shirt, overlock and serge, turn out front facing, hem the body and stitch. This is step 16, but like I said, I wanted to make sure that my my bust was going to be okay. So I've rolled it under. I'm lucky, this fabric is just really good when I just handle it. And I'm going to go along inside it. So all I'm doing is I'm giving it a little bit of tautness and rolling that overlocking under. The over under. Okay, and it's just giving it a nice little rolled hem. I don't want much hem. It wasn't the longest shirt on me, but I actually quite like the length. I'm so used to wearing big baggy shirts, and I think I had one of my cats and kittens tell me that I should. Okay, I'm just trying something new. Cats and Kittens. I was talking to Karina about it today. I want to call you guys something funky, you know, like my wattages, my watts, my power watts. Boom, boom. Okay, so you know, okay, she's going to tell me off because I haven't focused. I just want it rolled over a little. Oh yeah, the length of it, I quite like it. I usually wear long baggy things, and with the big bust, it just sticks straight out and makes me look like a tank. And I don't need any help to stick out. I do that naturally. My layers upon layer. Okay, so just a nice little neat rolled hem. It's set up at both ends, so I should be able to go all the way to the other end just by doing that. Willow, drop it. Willow, drop it. So we're down the final home straight, and I have selected some buttons. I think that has taken me the longest, is selecting the buttons. So here is my choice. Now it's the choice that I got to the first blue buttons that I like the size of. So I've just placed it down, and I've got this little marker thing here, and this will be an even. You know what? I didn't do too badly, did I? So that's nice and even. You're in my way. I'll move you. Okay, so there you go. So if I wanted the top one up here, that's where I'd start it from. So I'm going to move my buttons out of the way. I got one of these for Mum, and she kind of cursed me that I didn't give it to her earlier, because she had one heck of a time putting buttons on something once. And I felt really stank, so I bought her one. Right, so here's my buttons. It's kind of lining up with my bust. Okay, so you want something there. Now remember, I said to you that I will not be going and doing my buttons up and down. Shirt can have some strength pulled on it. Okay, so I like my buttons to go, or buttonholes to go widthways. Now I can show you that I know it's going to fall on the facing. I'm going to actually hurt the person that isn't making that dog be quiet, because I'm talking to you girls and guys. Yeah, see how I did that? So there's the edge. Well, here's the edge of the facing, and the button will sit beautifully in that. Okay, excuse me. Okay, so that was my brother, and he just got bollocksed by me. Right, so if my button pulls at the edge of my buttonhole, as far as it goes, because there's two holes there, the furthest it would pull is to there, because you don't want it too close, right? Because if it sits closer and the button pulls, it will sit on the edge. We don't want it on the edge. We want it to be nice and maintained in here. So basically your thread for this hole, and that's as far as it will go towards the edge of your, there they are. Look at them. Look at them. Boys. Tormenting the dog. All right, so that's how we're going to do it, and that's how I do it. We've got tons of facing to play with. This might be the only tricky one because it's over lumps and bumps, and this is where your buttonhole can go skew with. So I've got my thread on my machine. I'm going to actually fill up a bobbin with the same colour. Okay, I've got my thread on here. I've got a naked bobbin, and I'm going to do what I've got to do to make this do. Okay, I'll be back. One of the things that really got Mum was when she used to make blouses, and she didn't like the buttonholes. It was a 4-stage buttonhole, and wow, they're horrible. So we both bought a Janome, which was, 1 stage with the foot down, blah, blah, blah. So I have just thought I'd share that with you. A useful piece of information. So I've got the foot on my machine. I can't get any lower, sorry. I can, but I've got to take you down. I'll turn the machine a little bit. Okay, so this is not our Janomes, by the way. These are the machines that people use when they don't have a machine when they're learning lessons. Right, this little, where is it? It's hard to do this with this. There's a little thing here. I'm going to put you way back there. There you go. I'm sorry. Oh, actually, I do have a better standby. Okay, so here's my foot. I'll put my button in the back of my foot, and there's a little metal bar there that goes down. Just move it forward so it's there, and that will go. Okay, so that's what it does. So I'm going to sew a buttonhole with you. Let's hope it's going to work a dream. Right, here we go. So unlike sewing, a buttonhole works from the front to the back. Okay, so you put your foot in. Now I know you guys know how to do this. I'm just in case. I'm just in case. Okay, so I've lined it up with my lines. Okay, the needle's going to go down. I want to take it. Where's my line? It doesn't go up that high. Okay, there. So on the bottom of your foot here, this is another one I've got for you guys. How do I do this? Oh, for the love of goodness sake. Right, see that? There is those lumps there. I line that middle lump up with the line it's going to sew down, because that's in between. There's the lumps there. That's in between the entire thing. Okay, so that's what I've lined up my lumps with. Here, have a look at my lumps. So there you go. I'm gonna spin you around. I like to put a thread in a needle that's going to sew on a button. I like to have 2 threads, and the best way to get 2 threads to not buckle against each other is, my slippers are on my feet. My feet are a little bit sore. They're not exactly the most supportive shoes in the world. Is by putting it through the loop. Oh, come on, Stacey, think about it. Put it through the loop like that. Okay, you can see it's a bit blurry, but you can see it. And I take the loop, I slip it over the needle, put it down. Then that doesn't uneven, okay, because it's tied in place. Now all I just do is I just trim that off the same length, because it's uneven. Okay, this is how I sew on. This is how I do my. How I start my. This is how I start my sewing. I'm going to do the top button. There's my buttonhole. My stitches are going to go side to side, okay, because of the. Do I want it up and down? I'll do the holes up and down. It lengthens it. Okay, so there's my hole I want to put it in. So I go through once. Twice, 3 times a lady. Okay, let's just do that again. It just popped out. When I pulled it, I thought, oh, that's a bit too short. That's going to pop out. Okay, so this is what you are doing when you sew machine. You're back tacking. What it's not doing is making a massive lump in there if you tied a knot from behind and shoved it through. Okay, this is a classy way of doing it. So what I've done is I've basically back tacked 3 times. Pull it. It's not coming out. And I'm going to go long ways. So I've gone from the top to the bottom. So this will be at the bottom. Yeah. So this one's going to start from the bottom. It's going to go up. When I was a brownie, when I lived in the islands, I could say it's in the line, which is really, really good, I was taught how to sew on a button. I was taught to go through the loops 5 times. I was taught to tie a knot by spitting on my finger and rolling it around 5 times through. Almost looks purple in some light. Now, I'm not 100% happy with these buttons, but I'm doing this because I want to finish the top with you guys. But I might head into Pete's Emporium and have a look for some other buttons. Sorry. So I'm going in. This is the 4th time I'm going in, I believe. If you get it on the same stitch from behind, you should only just have one little dot of stitching. See, one little dot. This is the 5th time up through my little dot there, back down. Okay, down nicely. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide up under the button, okay, from underneath. And the second thing I was taught is round 2, 3, 4, 5. So you make a little tight stem in between the button, yeah. And then I used to be told to go through the fabric there, almost to the end, slip your thread, your needle through your thread, and tie a little knot. The other way I do it is I go around, make a loop there, and slide my needle in. Sometimes when you're going through it, it's really hard to do. And I've done 3 knots, but I usually do this twice. Just wanted to show you the first way. And now that my knot's there, it's all in there, I don't just cut off, I slide in between the 2 layers. Okay, so I'm going in between the 2 layers there. I want to keep shimmering through the 2 layers. Okay, shimmering between the 2 layers. Push it out the end there. And to make sure it's cut inside, I don't just pull it to the end and then cut it. I slide the fabric down. Okay, cut it near the edge, and it goes back forward, and it is in there somewhere inside my seam. Okay, that is how I do it. Okay, go for it, kiddies, do it. Well, I've sewn my buttons on. Have you sewn yours buttons on? Have you sewn your buttons on? I'm a little bit happy. I know it's just the wrong angle to do all this, isn't it? You see my green pants, or are these the petrol pants? Right, here we go. So, full bust adjustment. I did a sway back adjustment. I rolled my shoulders forward, taking off the front, adding to the back. I have not put my sleeves on back to front. Yeah, I haven't. And what was the other thing I did? Oh, I raised the front. Okay. So, I am overall extremely happy with my blouse. I feel that it might be too heavy with the long sleeves, because that will be, I'm coming into winter, so that's right, but I would like to make this with a funky monkey sleeve. So by taking the original sleeve and hacking that to pieces. But look at the collar, stands up nice. I feel rather royal, because it's got that whole going on. So my lovely cats and kittens out there, how'd you go with yours? Tell me where you're at. Tell me if you're just watching and making something else, because that's allowed. You can do that. Tell me if you worked through some stuff that you found hard because I was doing this. Tell me how much this helped you, whether it is towards something else or little things you picked up along the way, or you're such a beginner that this was the best thing since sliced bread. But yes, I actually am quite happy with it. Very, I don't feel pulled in. I don't feel baggy. I think it's just come together nicely. Yep. Birds. like 4 or 5 of them over there at the top of the driveway. So that's the Francesca. I hope you liked it. Tell me your thoughts. I don't think we've got something listed for next month at all. I am going to do a sit down Sunday right now. I will change back into my other top because the one that might go out first will be the sit down Sunday, because I need to go through and do chapters in this because it's going to be a long one. So I am extremely happy with it. Even just tucking a little, how can I show you? Tucking a little bit in. This lengthens my body because I've got a short body. Okay, that just gives it a little bit of length, and that's just tucked in a little bit. I think it's yeah, I love it. Thank you. Not Maisie. Maisie was the thing. I thank you, Jackie, I believe, for this selection. Okay. Francesca is done. Now, if you've made your Francesca or any other blouse, please make sure that you pop that into the hashtag So April Blouse, because you don't know what you could win if you take the chance. Okay? Have a great one, everyone. Please stay well, stay warm, stay dry, keep cool, keep on sewing. Hydrate. Sorry about my little mouth then. And no regrets. Okay. There was one other one. Focus. Yes, that was definitely directed at me. Okay, everyone. Thanks heaps for watching. I will link all of the Francescas. Please remember, in the comments or in the description. Yep, in the description box. And we will see you very, very soon. Actually, to be honest, you're going to see me in 5 seconds. Not on this. So you can disengage this vlog now. But if you do like it, please subscribe. Please tell people about me. Please help me get my numbers up, because I enjoy teaching and showing and being part of this community and having a lovely, lovely array of people watching me. That sounds bad. Anyway, thank you very much. Okay, the Francesca is done. Take care, everyone. See you later.